Hey y'all, this week's video, we're doing membrane on and scored versus membrane off. There's a big debate out there. We're going to see which one we like the best. Check this video out. Okay, so for this comparison video on these ribs, we have two racks here of, they're fairly the same size as St. Louis cut spare ribs. We're going with a basic salt, pepper, garlic seasoning on these today. And we're going to be cooking on our new Workhorse offset at about 275. So I'm just going to clean one of these, both of them completely up. I'm going to leave the membrane on one, and I'm going to score it, and I'm going to remove the membrane off of the other. We're going to try to see if there's a difference in the taste or the bite on each of the ribs. So we're just going to flip these over, and I'm going to clean up a little bit more of this skirt here. Just try to get some of that excess fat off of there. Just give them a quick trim. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to come down here to this bone, just square this up nice. I'm going to try to keep them both the same length, same seasoning. We're going to wrap these ribs, but we're not going to wrap them the traditional way. We're just going to add a little bit of our sauce to them, maybe a little bit of apple juice. Keep it pretty simple. Pretty good. I'm going to take this last bone off here. Square that up. Now we're going to want to keep these about the same length. So I'm going to bunch this up. So I'm going to take this bone here off on this one. And again, you could do this test on a baby back rib as well, or a full rack spare. Today we're just using these St. Louis cut. So we're going to go in on this guy and take this membrane off. I'm going to try to work my finger down under the skin. It's probably going to be easier to come from this way here. And you can use a paper towel. I have one in case I need it. But you want to try to go all the way across the back of these bones. So you're pulling that skin, you're pushing your fingers through underneath that skin, that membrane. And just take it all the way down just like that. And again, if you need to use a piece of paper towel, or some people use catfish skinners to get a hold of it because it's slippery, you can do that too. And for this test, we want to make sure that we get every piece of that membrane off of there. So that looks pretty good. If you wanted to clean up more of this fat, you could. But I think we're going to be pretty good for what we're doing here today. So on this guy, you can see we still left the membrane on it. I'm going to try to take just a little bit more of this fat off here. Just clean it up just a little bit. And on the back of this rib, we're just going to make some cross hatches. I've seen a lot of people post, leave the membrane on or take it off. I know what it tastes like with the membrane on, but I want to see if you can really tell a difference side by side. So we're going to get these seasoned up now, and we're going to get them out on our pit. Okay, so again, we're just going to use a salt, pepper, garlic AP on this today. You can mix it up yourself at home, or you could buy your favorite AP in the stores. So we're just going to give this a good coat of this. Again, no binder. Just salt, pepper. We're going to taste the pork. And we're comparing the bites between membrane on, membrane off. This is some of my favorite way to eat ribs. I know when we cook competitions, there's a lot of sugar. We're adding a lot of different things to inject them. And we're looking for a judge to get one clean bite that they love. To me, this is the best way to eat ribs. No sauce. Maybe just a little bit to wet them, but no thick, heavy sweet sauce. And you're tasting the meat with a little bit of seasoning. So we're just going to pick these up. Make sure we get those edges. We're going to let these sit here on the bench for about 10 minutes. Let that rub start working. We're going to get them out on the smoker. Okay, so we have our workhorse offset running at about 275. Again, we're using post oak on this today. I'm just going to set this here real quick. We're going to get these ribs on. And this is the membrane offset. We're going to set these guys right here, kind of bunch them up a little bit. And as you can see, this is the one that still has the membrane on. Give them a little, we're going to push them together a little bit. We're going to close this guy up. We're going to let it run for 1 hour, and we're going to check them, see how they look. This cook's probably going to take about 3.5 hours. These ribs will be done. Again, we are going to wrap it once we get to the color that we like, and we'll move on from there. Okay, so we are a little over an hour in on these ribs. Whoo, man. This thing's been running at 275. These guys are beautiful. Let me get out of here so you can see the color on those guys. They look amazing. We're probably about, what, an hour and 20 minutes, Bill. We've had these on. We left them go a little bit longer than we wanted, but they look great. We're going to spin them. I'm probably going to come back out in about another 20 minutes. We're going to get these wrapped. We want them to tack up a little bit more than that. Still a little wet on top. We'll get them wrapped, put them back on, and finish them off. Again, we're just looking probably 205, 210 on these. We don't want them to be fall off the bone, but we want them to be very tender. So you can see these guys are looking good. Great color on them. Just going to give them a spin. We're going to close the lid. We'll check the firebox, see if we need any logs. We'll come back out in about a half hour. We'll be ready to wrap. Man, they look good. So I'm going to grab one more stick and put on here. One more should probably get us through the rest of this cook. Just lay it in there. I'm going to wait till that catches. We'll close it back up. Finish this cook off. Okay, we're going to pull these ribs off and give them a wrap. You can see they look gorgeous. And this is the one here that had the membrane on. And this is the one with it off. We're going to take them in. We're going to wrap them. And we're going to show you how we'll do that next. Okay, we're going to get these ribs wrapped. What I've done is I've mixed 5 ounces of straight apple juice, about 5 ounces of your favorite barbecue sauce in here. Mix it up real good. We're just going to put some of this down on the bottom there. I'm going to take these ribs. This is the one without the membrane on it. We're just going to give these bones a quick little squeeze down. Break that loose. Then I'm going to come across the top a little bit more of that sauce. Not adding any brown sugar, not adding any butter. Wrap these guys up nice and tight. Put these back on the smoker until they're good and tender. It's going to be about 205 to 210. You can see they look amazing. Smell wonderful. This is the guy here that had the membrane on, so we're crossed. Almost forgot. We're going to check these again in about 45 minutes and these should be done. Back out to the smoker they go. Okay, so our ribs have been wrapped for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and check for more for tenderness than anything on these. And oh yeah, these, I can tell by how they feel right now. These guys are done. But look at the color on these things. That's minimal sauce, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, or excuse me, apple juice. These things are bones are drawed back nice. They're absolutely gorgeous. And you can tell, look at the juice on these things. We'll run we'll probe them, but I can tell by the feel of them that these are going to be good to go. And I'm going to go down through here and yeah. This rack is definitely done. And we'll check to see where it's at. So right now they're at 202 and climbing. And this is the rack with the membrane on it. You can still see it. We're going to wrap this one up just a little bit to hold it. Move it off to the side and try this guy. Oh yeah, got good drawback. Shut this guy. That bone's falling out of there. Look at that. That color on those. Freaking gorgeous. Yeah, and this was about 3.5 hour total cook time. These are running right at 207, 208, and they are nice and tender. We're gonna pull these off. We're gonna give them about 15 minutes of rest. We ain't waiting long because Bill and I are hungry as hell. We're gonna let them set in the foil, wrap, and we'll pull them out on the cutting board, cut them up, and we're gonna see which one's better. The one with the scored membrane on the back or the one with no membrane at all. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give these ribs a try. So this is the rack that we scored the membrane on the back. Bill's gonna be our tester here to see which one we like the best. This one is membrane off, but you can see both of these racks on that workhorse pit are absolutely gorgeous. Turned out just salt, pepper, garlic on these rubs. We're gonna go ahead and give them a try. This first one is gonna be the membrane off, so we'll cut Bill a bone off of this one. And he's gonna tell us what he thinks. A nice bone there. And we'll come over to this guy, give us a little cut. And that is the membrane on rib. So you tell us, Bill, what do you think? You can critique my tenderness and everything to taste. Let me know.
Got a nice smoke ring.
Good flavor.
Fall off the bone. Perfect flavor.
Pretty good stuff.
Absolutely.
Not soaked in sauce.
Nope.
Just picking up on that smoke flavor and the seasonings.
Yeah.
And this one here is the one that we left the membrane on, but we did score it.
So should there be a difference?
Well, there's folks out there that say there is no difference. You can get away with just scoring it. And then there's the debate whether you should remove it completely or not. Competition side, we remove it because it gives it a little bit of a chew and the judges pick up on it. But what do you think out of those two that you tasted? Is there a big difference?
There's definitely not a big difference.
No.
I would, maybe it's just this rib, but it might seem a little juicier.
Yeah.
But other than that, the flavor profile is the same. It tastes awesome.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. It cooked great. Using this new smoker was awesome this week. You're going to see a lot more videos on it. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Get you some of them ribs. Good stuff.